Yeah. Oh, oops, and I didn't have it. Okay. No, I didn't have it. By the way, when you're doing homework and you're using a photocopy or a copy, a piece out of your workbook, and it says circle the things that don't belong there, do not use black. What is wrong with this? No, it's not just black. It's like, can I see black? No, because the whole picture is black. Either use blood, a lot of it, or give me a color. Yeah. Oh, and here would be a piece that I see for your homework. Do you have one?
I do.
Here, I have the.
I mean, they do test you.
Yeah. Maybe. Okay.
So, do you start doing
Taunt to do, no, it's only one that gets,
Oh,
is
I just spelled it wrong.
right. Robert. No, Rebecca. Savannah. Why do I ask you to write every third line?
So that you can get a SOP.
Because I write big and there's usually lots to explain if you've missed something, especially at this time in the term. Yes. Do I have all of the tests that I handed back except for those names that I just called off? Yes. This is for the third quiz. David, Emma, Michaela, you need to get in for your second test to finish out. Or maybe I just don't have you. I'll have the brain work with you. So Evan, Emma, these are the ones that I'll tell, I don't need to have your test, your third test. Emma, Evan, Nicole, Jessie, Michaela, Rebecca, and Tiana. Everybody else? Yes.
I took the test, but you didn't go back to me when you said one.
Don't tell me that.
I'm confused.
Yeah, so I will find a way. My portable brain. Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Give me that paper. Anytime a piece of homework or a test comes back to you and there's something wrong with it, that is the stuff you need to go and reteach yourself. Go back and hammer the sucker until there's no one. Do all the exercises around it. Look through all your papers. Do those things. Some of you, and of course I never do this, you see what you want to see and you put the accent the wrong way on mère, père, frère, you put it on the wrong letter. Okay. Some of you are still not making sense out of systems. What's en une day mean? A. What's the plural of A? I have a brother, I have a pencil, I have some pencils. What happens if you want to say not any? Pas de. And that's usually the negative of en une day. I have a pencil. If somebody asks you, do you have the book? You're going to say, no, I don't have the book. It, which is a definite direct object pronoun. Yes? Okay, let's go over that. How do you say my? Why are there 4 choices? I'm a girl. Shouldn't everything I own be feminine? No. What's my mother? Mama. What's my father? What's my brother's? Mes frères. What is my mother's sister? Nope, I'm not talking about my mother. What am I talking about? How do you pronounce O-E-U? You don't. Go from the S to the R. How do you pronounce S-I-R in English? Sir. Now go from S to R. Sir. That's it. It's a little brighter. You forget all the O and E and the U. Nobody knew how to spell back there. They said, let's let them figure it out. I was like, and you know what happened to all those things? They turned into nothing, no sound, essentially. Yes? What was I?
Also, take a.
Oh, how do you say your mother's sister? La. S-R. La sœur. De is D-E-S. La sœur de ma mère. How do you say my mother's house's door? Are you talking about the mother? Are you talking about the house? You're talking about the door, so start there. La porte de la maison de ma mère. What about my brother's new shoes? What's the word for new? Nouveau, and it actually comes,
Or shoes.
it will be nouvelle. You have nouveau with an X, or with nothing. Nouveau, one of the most. Nouveau, what's the this is masculine consonant. What's the one for masculine vowel?
UX.
Nouvelle, and then you make it feminine.
Wait.
Nouveau, nouvelle, nouvelle, masculine consonant, masculine vowel, feminine. What are they? Nouveau, nouvelle, nouvelle, make them plural. X here, and these guys, and do you have to, this only works for singular. Because as soon as you go plural, you have an X you can borrow. And so one of the things that I have missed in telling you is as soon as you go from a weird masculine singular, usually the plural, you don't have to go there because you already have a letter, an S or an X that you can borrow, which covers the naked vowel of the next word. So how do you say my brother's new shoes? My brother's new shoes. Start easy. How do you say his shoes? I'm sorry, my brother's shoes.
The shoes.
Les chaussures. But now say his new my brother's new shoes. You still have your L word and you just push it apart. Les nouvelles chaussures de, not du, because how do you say my brother? Mon frère, and that takes the place of the L words. Okay. So, les nouvelles chaussures de mon frère. Okay. Look at your mistakes and make those. Okay. So, they've done you somewhat of a disservice. What's clair mean?
Right.
Bright. What kind of bright? Like she's smart? No. This refers to being, how do you say light blue? Bleu clair. How do you say an illuminated or sunny room?
Lumino.
Une.
Lumino.
Is this a Bangs adjective? No. So tell me about the room. Une. Oh, we don't have room, so we have a bedroom. Une chambre. Where does clair go? There. Une chambre claire, which means it's not dark. How do you say it's well lit? Une chambre. You measure light in lumens. C'est une chambre lumineuse.
Oh. Lumineuse.
Lumineux. Make it feminine. C'est une chambre lumineuse. Oui? Okay. What else did I have for a portable brain? Younger, thank you. So, telephone number, yes? Does that remind you how do you say what's your telephone number? Not what, but think Halloween. Which. So you have to say which number. Quel numéro. I say which is your telephone number. Quel. Which is. Quel. In English, what verb is? It's for the verb to be. So I am, you are, he is, she is, it is. Do you know the forms of être? Je suis, tu es, il est, elle est. So tell me, which is your telephone number? Quel est ton numéro of telephone? De téléphone. Right again. Quel est ton numéro de téléphone? Which is university? Which is your university? How do you spell quel then? Or are you talking about a masculine thing or a feminine thing? Université. Do I see double L-E in all of your brains? Right in the forehead? Quel est your guy, but it ain't. Quelle est ta université? Right? So number. You know what? They were the big titles, but I saw the small picture. What's this refer to? What's the question?
Can't see.
Birthday. So how do you say when's your birthday? How do you say when? Call. So when is. Oh my gosh! As soon as you say when is, and there's no other part of the verb, what verb are you talking about? Être in the he/she form. Okay? Quand est Anniversaire, is it masculine or feminine? Does it matter? It begins with a vowel. It will matter eventually, but there's some shortcuts. But do you realize all the language in Unit 2 is sort of in the background because you're looking at Unit 3? How difficult would it be to take 1 hour this week and go through just rip through all of the exercises in the green pages of Unit 2? So what you want to do is continually keep all of your information up in your mind. You hammer the new stuff, but keep bringing it up. Yes? Does that work for philosophy, for history, for English? Remember when I said, what am I teaching? I'm teaching you, and a lot of you evidently have made it through and done really well in some classes, but you didn't learn how to learn because it came naturally. Where are all your friends? Are they in college with you? No, because they didn't get it, and everybody just said, study harder. Do you know how to study? Do you know how? Have you seen me teach? That's how you can study. You get to be your teacher, you get to ask the question, and you get to stop and say, what's that system? Yes? Do I think this is important? Yeah, because I've just taken 10 minutes out of what we're supposed to be doing, which is coming up soon. So, question? Comptez ton anniversaire. What about this?
I can't see.
Adjectives.
What are we wrong to say about this?
No, yes, because as long as it's quand is, when is, you don't need ESCA because you have question word, verb, just like in English. And as long as it's a European language, it works. But ESCA is used when you have, so when are you going? When go you someplace? We manufacture does as a verb because it comes from the verb do. So in English we say when do, that's ESCA. And you actually, and then you can say you go. Because you go is actually you go, right? It's also you are going and do you go, or and you do go. So how do you say when are you going? Well, that doesn't work because you don't have. So what's the verb to eat?
Manger.
Manger. We start with your infinitive. What kind of infinitive it is? And every time you do this, go through the whole little thing because then you never have to think about it again. Manger is a woohoo! G-E-R verb. Je mange, tu manges. What's nous mangeons mean?
We.
Do you all understand that nous means
We.
we? There you go. What is we? Oh, what does we mean in English and what does nous mean in French?
Us, all of us.
No, us.
It's you and me.
It's I plus anybody else. If I am not in the mix, you ain't got nous, right? Okay. Oh.
Birthdays.
Okay. How do you say you eat? Tu manges. How do you say you are eating?
Tu manges.
Tu manges. How do you say you do eat?
Tu manges.
Tu manges. Now ask me, Donna, do you eat?
Tu manges.
Donna, tu manges. You can just take the sentence and how do you say where do you eat? Où?
Est-ce que?
Où est-ce que? Because you don't want to mess with the tu manges and just leave it as a sentence. Où est-ce que tu manges? Take out est-ce que, what has to happen? You have to go question word, verb, subject. What's your verb? Mange, what's your subject? Tu, there has to be a handshake in the middle. What do we call that? A hyphen.
Hyphen.
I know what hyphen comes from. So, with est-ce que? Où est-ce que tu manges? Take out est-ce que. Où manges-tu? Where are you traveling? Où
Traveling.
well, where are you traveling? Où
Voyage.
voyages-tu? With whom are you traveling? Ooh, with whom? Avec qui est-ce que tu voyages? Take out est-ce que. Avec qui voyages-tu? Do you think you can do that on your own? Because that's going to be one of the, for any question. Yes? Okay. Question about size. This is obviously a question about clothing, right? So look at the subjects, look at the vocabulary pods that you have. Look at the vocabulary pods you have, look at the kinds of, in my mind, I get a verb and I get a whole bunch of words that I can use with it. Then I have questions. Where do you eat? When do you eat? We don't have why yet. Do you eat? With whom do you eat? What do you eat? You may not have answers for all of them. Yes? Okay. Is there anything else I need from your brain?
You, because.
Wanted to remind them, us, like taking a test or the way someone makes a test.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I have the feeling that most of you, and that would be me included, most of us tend to come into a test and say, oh my God. Okay? Do you, when you study, do you imagine that you're the teacher? Do you look at all the information in the third unit and say, she's going to ask about mon mame. Do I have that down? Yes. What are the problems? Well, I'm a girl, but I have to say mon père because he's a guy. She's going to ask us about the new verb venir. Do I know the forms of venir? Je viens, tu viens, il vient, elle vient, nous venons. Sorry, nous venons, vous venez, il. I'm sorry, nous venons, vous venez, ils viennent. Okay, some of us are still looking at things that we thought we knew them and we don't. For the rest of your French-speaking life, and especially in the classroom, you should never, ever have a problem with a verb. It's 6 words. Hello, are you the brightest bulbs in the box? Well, then act like it. Don't let a single one of those things get out of your hand. Yes? Can you ask questions out of every verb you've ever gotten? Yes. You can say, do you? Yes. I do. Does she? Yes. She does. Do we? Yes.
We do.
You can either say we do, or you can set yourself out of the box and say, yeah, all you suckers do, yeah? Right? You know? How about your sister?
She does.
She does. How about your house?
She does.
She does. How about your shoes?
They do.
They do, and it's got to be feminine plural. I think that would be the biggest thing that I could give you for the rest of your test-taking life, and that's going to be when you're parents, because that's the biggest test of all, and your finances and all that stuff. Imagine it from the outside the box. You're the one that's in charge. You won't come in and think, I'm going to take you through everything, and I sort of do. But that's because I think you don't know how to learn. Learning means finding the systems that are going to keep you safe. Oh, by the way, don't ever come to my office for triage if you have not, and don't bother coming to the class if you have not eaten within the past 2 hours, because that means I get the last out of your calories. Do not come to this class if you have not had a glass of water every hour, because I cannot, you're still going to look cute if you're dehydrated. But you know what your brain says? All I need to do is pick a fight, make a baby, and run away. That's it. What are you talking about, French? You want French? Take care of your brain. Food, water, sleep, and a little bit of exercise. And less trauma. Let's try that. Do I make myself clear? Do I think this, we're now 20 minutes into the hour. Do I think this is clear? This is to me the basis of. And this may be the last time I get to talk to you about it. What, you had hands up here. What else did we need for my portable brain?
How do you ask a question, what does somebody like? Because I know how to describe.
In English we say what? The French are going to say how. Comment est-il? And you're going to give me adjectives. Comment ça va? You're going to use an adverb. Because this means I'm doing well. Those of you, when somebody asks how you're doing and you say good, well, I'm glad to know you don't lie. That's an adjective. If somebody says I'm well, that means I'm not. That's the opposite of well. Take it right off the same word. What's the opposite of well? They just wrong out. Ill. I'm ill, I'm well. I speak well, I speak ill. I don't speak ill. So, yes? I say, what's he like? Comment est-il? What's your French class like? Comment est? This is a trick question. Am I talking about the people in it? Am I talking about the actual learning of French scenario? Comment est? Cours is the word you need. What's your class like? Comment est? What's whose class? It's just masculine. Comment est ton cours? But how do you say what's your class of people like? Comment est? What's the people in the class? La classe. Comment est la classe? La classe est intelligente. La classe est grande. Comment est ton cours? Mon cours est difficile, ennuyant. Oui?
Comment est-il? Do you say like
Comment est-elle? What are they like? Comment sont-ils? How do you eat? Comment manges-tu? Je mange bien, je mange mal, je mange avec les doigts. Oui?
No.
Does that cover all the questions so far? I love having all the questions. You're going to be tested. All of you need to have a partner and start practicing as soon as after class as you can. You are going to be having, you're going to do the buying of, the renting of an apartment and all the vocabulary that's attached to that. So, dans vos livres, page, mon livre, wow. Page 77. 77. We're not going to start there. We're going to actually start with the conversation. 80, 81. Oui? No. If you don't have a book, find somebody cute to sit beside him. By the way, you're all cute. Find somebody smart to sit beside them. They're all smart. The fact that some of you are still having tests that don't come out smart means that you haven't figured out how to get all your brain cells in order for yourself.
When is our oral exam?
Your oral exam is the week after Thanksgiving. It will be either Tuesday or Thursday, and you will sign up tomorrow. Yes, and you all have your prep sheet for your conversation for that, yes? Can you still bring cards that show you what you want to talk about? Yeah? Yes? Well, no?
I thought it was on Tuesday.
You'll either have Tuesday or Thursday. This one's the real, the Tuesday or Thursday.
Oh,
Yes. Okay, and Monday is going to be the prep for it and the prep for the final.
We can bring flashcards to the oral?
You can bring flashcards, but you can't have words on them. You can have sketches, pictures. The whole idea is that you want to pull information out of your head. I think for the rest of your life is what you're going to do. You can't tell a child, wait, sit there for an hour while I research what I'm supposed to do with you. Be careful. Okay? Bon, je cherche un studio. Je cherche un studio. What's the word after je? So, what's the important kind of infinitive is it? What's an ER verb? What does it mean? Does it look like the word look or for?
No.
If I told you I'd spent the past week looking for a penny and I quit my job because I'm still looking for a penny, would you be willing to join me looking for a penny? You'd look at me and say, Donna, what is wrong with you? You quit your job to look for a penny? But if I told you it's a penny that dates from 200 years before Caesar, and that's like more than, would you join me? Why would I want to look for a penny and quit my job? That penny. Because it's worth a lot of money. Do you know the word that means something is expensive or worth a lot? Do you see the word? I know. It looks like dear, dear. Expensive, expensive. You only look for things that mean something for you. By the way, this is the verb you're going to use when you say I'm picking someone up. Can I touch? I'm picking you up at the airport. I don't think that's going to work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look through all thousands of people that are coming out of that airport, and I'm going to find the person that is most important to me. Give me the forms of chercher. Je cherche, tu cherches, il cherche, elle cherche, on cherche, il cherche, nous cherchons, vous cherchez, il cherche, elle cherche. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Qu'est-ce que tu cherches? Take out est-ce que. What are the first two letters of qu'est-ce que? Q-U, what's missing letter? An E. I say what? Que. Bon. Que cherches-tu? Whom are you looking for? And we can do that in English, but you can't. How do you say looking for? You don't. Qui cherches-tu? Because chercher means to look for. It has a built-in preposition. What's it mean? To look for. It also means to pick up somebody someplace, right? Bon. So a brand new verb and free, right? Bon. Je cherche un studio. Je cherche un studio. For the rest of your French-speaking life, you get to do what I do, which is you look at every single word that comes under your eyes with a microscope and say, oh, studio, make up a story. Is it masculine or feminine? Does it look masculine or feminine?
Feminine.
There you go. Good luck with that. It's O. Just masculine. And I won't tell you why it's masculine.
Stud.
It's a stud, look at the last letter, children, girls don't have those. Bon, écoutez, do any of you look at the instructions in French? I learned half my Italian because of all the instructions. Nobody else was looking at the instructions. There's vocabulary there. Écoutez et complétez le dialogue avec un camarade de classe. Bonjour madame. Bonjour madame. Vous avez un studio à louer. Louer.
Wait, is that?
Louer. So what are you going to do with an apartment?
Oh.
You want to rent it. What's the verb to rent? Louer. This is the rent. This is not the verb, this is the noun. Do you see what they did to the U? Let's make it simple, right? I say, how much is your rent? Combien? Where is? Combien est? You are not the rent. How do you say your? You have 4 choices. Ton, ta, te. Do you think that's masculine or feminine? It's masculine. Combien est ton loyer? How do you say, I'm renting an apartment? Je loue. Whoa, give me the forms of louer. Je loue, tu loues, il loue, elle loue, on loue, qui loue, nous louons, vous louez, il loue, elle loue. What are you renting? What are you renting? Qu'est-ce que tu loues? Huh? Where are you renting an apartment? Où est-ce que tu loues an apartment? Où est-ce que tu loues un appartement? Where are you renting your studio? Où est-ce que tu loues un studio? To whom are you renting your apartment? Because you own it. À qui est-ce que tu loues yours? How do you say yours? It's a T word. Ton, ta, te. Is appartement masculine or feminine? Does it matter? Look at the first letter. It's a vowel. À qui est-ce que ton? À qui est-ce que, you have to have your verb. À qui est-ce que tu loues ton appartement? Me? No. Are you writing these in your book? It's one of your, you have it on audio. So, bonjour madame, you have vous avez un studio. Do you want to have the audio for this somewhere? Yeah, but that's what I'm going to say. Okay.
You probably can play it on a computer actually. If one was logged in.
No, there's one that's written on this tool.
It wouldn't be of any use because it goes by so fast. Also confused.
I have it, and it's in the answers too. Although.
Ah voilà. Expression utile, we'll start there. 99. 79. Page 79. Oui? Non. Est-ce que vous avez une chambre? Put an A à louer. Est-ce que vous avez une chambre à louer? Ask about a studio. Est-ce que vous avez un studio à louer? Appartement. Est-ce que vous avez un appartement à louer? How do you say, I have a class to study for? What's your word for class? Cool. That's the people in the class. That's what I do. I study you guys. Cool. I say I have a class. J'ai un cours to study for. Pour lequel étudier. I lie. Can we erase that? Okay, here we go. Je cherche un studio à louer. Je cherche un studio à louer. How many questions can you make off of that sentence? Look at the first word. What's the question word? Two. How do you make a question out of that? Take out two and put in the question. It'll get you two. Qui cherche un studio à louer? What's the next one? You don't need faire, so you can't do that because that's going to be your question verb. I say, what do you look at? Look, ask about studio. What does that sentence mean?
I rent a studio.
I'm
Looking.
looking for a studio to rent. Ask about studio. Is it, is it what, when, where, how many?
Are we asking about house?
Ask about studio. That's gonna be in your answer. You don't get it. I said, what are you looking for to rent?
Oh.
Qu'est-ce que tu cherches à louer? What are you looking to study? Look at what are you looking for to study? Qu'est-ce que tu cherches à étudier? Your answer would be je cherche un cours de français à étudier. What are you looking for to eat? Qu'est-ce que tu cherches à manger? Je cherche snails. Je cherche des escargots à manger. And you don't have faire as the question verb, so you can't ask about louer. C'est combien le loyer? C'est combien le loyer? What's your answer? They say combien. Start off. No, you have to take your question word off to ask your question, to answer your question, and you say.
Le loyer.
C'est combien le loyer? Okay. Take this out and you say, c'est 945 € le mois. What's le mois mean?
A month.
Per month, in this case. Okay? C'est 972 € le mois. Oui? Il y a des charges. Il y a des charges. What's the charge? Charges for what? Electricity, gas, water. Me? Tell me no. Oh, how to say no? Not any. Il n'y a pas de charge. Get your hands off your chin. That's what I'm going to talk. But il n'y a pas de charge. Tell me there's three of them. Oui, il y a trois charges. Voilà. Est-ce qu'il y a une caution? Est-ce qu'il y a une caution? What's une caution?
A deposit.
A deposit. What's the word in front of it? What does it actually look like? Caution. What word in English does, or wherever, does that come from? What kind of a substance is it? It's a caustic substance. What does that mean?
Causes cancer.